Hi students, welcome to another video of class 9 geography. In this video we are going to discuss about rotation, revolution and the effect of these rotation and revolution, inclination of earth axis, seasons, etc. Earth is the only non-planet that support life. Earth is the third planet in the solar system. Like all other planets, the Earth also revolves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit, and it has got two types of motions, rotation and revolution. The Earth completes its one rotation in 24 hours and one revolution in 365 and 1/4 day. It is the result of these two motions, rotation and revolution, many phenomena occur on the Earth, like day and night, and the phenomena like summer, rain, winter, wind, ocean currents, etc. Now, what is rotation? It is the spinning of the Earth on its own axis. Then what is axis? Axis is an imaginary line that connects North Pole and South Pole, and it is on this axis that Earth spins. Then we discuss the tilted position of the Earth axis. You see, the Earth has got always a tilted axis, and if a vertical line is drawn, it makes the Earth axis makes 23.5 degree, and if a horizontal line is drawn, it makes 66.5 degree in its orbital plane. That means the Earth axis makes 23.5 degree in its vertical plane and 66.5 degree in its orbital plane. The Earth spins on its axis just like a spinning top. When it spins on its axis, this angle does not change, but only the direction changes. You can see this from the diagram. See here, when it revolves around the Sun, the tilted position of the axis remains same. That means angle of tilt never changes, but its direction goes on changing. Now, most important effect of the tilted position of the Earth axis is that summer and winter. See, when the Earth axis is tilted towards the Sun, the axis is tilted towards the Sun, that means the top portion is tilted towards the Sun, they experience summer in the northern hemisphere. Then after 6 months, then the axis is tilted away from the Sun, and then when the axis is tilted away from the Sun, they experience winter in the northern hemisphere. Now let us discuss in more detail about season. Now let's see which are the important latitudes here. Already we learned about important latitudes here. This is 0 degree, that is equator, and this is 23.5 degree, that is Tropic of Cancer, and this is 23.5 degree, that is Tropic of Capricorn. Now here you see the position of the axis at the tilt of the Earth axis is 23.5 degree. That means it is angle of the Earth axis is 23.5 degree. That means you see this is the vertical line and this is the tilted line. So that is the angle of tilt is 23.5 degree. So this axis, accordingly, the axis is tilted towards the Sun. That means northern hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. When the axis is tilted towards the Sun, that means northern hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. So the northern hemisphere is directly exposed to the sun rays. So sun rays are directly falling on the northern hemisphere and it is exposed to the Sun. At the same time, southern hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun and it is not exposed to the direct sun rays. That's so that northern hemisphere experience summer. So when the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, northern hemisphere experience summer, and the southern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, so that southern hemisphere experience winter. Now let's see what happens to the earth after 6 months. Now from here, the position after the rotation and revolution, it reached till here. Now here let's see which are the important latitudes here. Equator is there, and here the Tropic of Capricorn, and here Tropic of Cancer. Now the earth axis is tilted away from the sun. Now you can see here the top portion of the earth axis is tilted away from the sun, and at the same time here it is tilted towards the sun. That means southern hemisphere is now tilted towards the sun and northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. Now the southern hemisphere is experiencing direct sun rays. At the same time, northern hemisphere is experiencing slanting sun rays. So which part experience summer here? Southern hemisphere experience summer and northern hemisphere experiences winter. Let's have a close watch over this diagram. Now see, you understood that here now the northern hemisphere is experiencing summer. Why? Because northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun here, and southern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. So here you see the length of the days. Here, since the northern hemisphere is experiencing summer, the days are longer, and you see that lifted part. Here you see, you can understand the length here, and days are longer, and nights are the darker part, okay, and nights are shorter. Days are longer and nights are shorter. Why? Because southern hemisphere is experiencing summer season, days are longer and nights are shorter. How it happens, you understood. Now you see the southern hemisphere when you observe, days are shorter. It's very clear from the diagram. See here, days are shorter, and at the same time nights are longer. You see how long it is? You understood? So during the summer season in the northern hemisphere, days are longer and nights are shorter, and during the winter season in the southern hemisphere, days are shorter and nights are longer. Similar way, when the northern hemisphere experience winter, here we understand that during the winter season, you all know that days are shorter and nights are we have got longer nights. So whenever summer season is there in that particular hemisphere, days are longer than the nights. Why? Because you see, because of the direct exposure of the sun, and because that particular hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. So I hope that this point is very clear to you. Now let's go through in detail about this diagram. It's a diagram given in your textbook. Now see, when the earth is in this position, you all know what happens when the earth is in this position. They experience summer in the northern hemisphere. Why? Because northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. So during the summer season, we also understood that they experience longest day with shortest night. But on particular day, that is on 21st June, sun rays falls directly on Tropic of Cancer. And why? Because sun was moving northward. You have learned that northward and southward movement, isn't it? Sun moves northward movement, Uttarayan, isn't it, up to Tropic of Cancer. Again what happens? It returns up to, again start moving towards the Tropic of Capricorn. Understood? So this is the southward movement, Dakshinayan, Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. So once the sun is reaching up to the Tropic of Cancer, it changes the direction. For that reason, it stops for a while. That is called sun is still. Here solstice means sun is still. Due to that reason, they experience longest day on 21st June with shortest night. This is called summer solstice. So what is summer solstice? On 21st June, sun rays falls directly on Tropic of Cancer, so that their experience longest day with shortest night is known as summer solstice. At the same time, in the southern hemisphere, their experience just opposite. Here experience shortest day with longest night on that particular day. Now let's see the another next position of the earth. You see, after 3 months, this is the position of the earth. So here sun rays falls directly on the equator. See, like this, sun rays falls directly on the equator. So here what happens is that on which day? On 23rd September. On 23rd September, sun rays falls directly on the equator, so that days and night are equal. So this particular day is known as, what is that? September, 23rd September is autumn equinoxes in the northern hemisphere, and what is it? Autumn equinoxes. So 23rd September is known as autumn equinoxes. Why? Because sun rays falls directly on the equator, so days and nights are equal. Then the next point we need to go through is that here in the in this position, after, so from here it takes 6 months to come here, from this position to this position. From here to here, after 3 months it reaches here. The next 3 months it is reaching here. So here northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun and southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. So which hemisphere experience summer here? Southern hemisphere experience summer. So here understand that sun rays falls directly on Tropic of Cancer. Here you see, sorry, not Cancer, Capricorn. Southern hemisphere there is a Tropic of Capricorn. So here southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. So on 22nd December, a particular day, 22nd December, sun rays falls directly on Tropic of Capricorn. So this is called winter solstice. Why it is winter solstice? We learned that sun's movement. Sun moved from Tropic of Cancer to Capricorn for 6 months. So when it reaches only up to Capricorn. After that, it do not proceed. Again it returns towards the Tropic of Cancer. Understood? So what happens? It stops for a while before changing the direction. So that is called sun is still. So that means it is solstice. So it is winter solstice. Why it is winter solstice? Because summer it is experiencing the southern hemisphere, but northern hemisphere it is winter. So we are discussing everything in the perspective of northern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere, since it is winter, we termed 22nd December as the winter solstice. So the next is, so you understood that. So winter solstice, what is that? Winter solstice means their experience shortest day with longest night. Winter, you know that in winter, and we are all in the northern hemisphere. India is located in northern hemisphere. So we experience during the winter season, nights are short, nights are longer and days are short. So 22nd December, their experience longest night with shortest day. And the next position we discuss is that here you see here also sun rays falls directly on the equator. So this is what is that? This is spring equinoxes. So just opposite. Here it is autumn equinoxes and here it is spring. When is the spring equinoxes? 21st March. So what is solstice? Solstice means sun is still. That means longest day, or it can be no longest night. So here equinoxes means days and night are equal. So here what is that? Summer solstice is 21st June. That means longest day with shortest night in the northern hemisphere. And here is the autumn equinoxes 23rd September. That means equal day and night. And here winter solstice, that is 22nd December with the longest night with shortest day in the northern hemisphere. And here spring equinoxes, equal day and night due to the falling of sun rays directly on the equator. Now let's go through one more phenomenon. You see, look at this diagram. Here accordingly northern hemisphere is experiencing winter. Why? Because northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. So sun rays are not directly falling on northern hemisphere. At the same time it is directly falling on southern hemisphere. So it is experiencing summer season. Now what happens to the two poles? Here northern hemisphere is experiencing slanting sun rays as it is tilted away from the sun. So here in the northern hemisphere they experience continuous 6-month darkness. You see here the distance, here length, when you draw a line, the length here you see, so almost dark fully. So that we understand that northern hemisphere experience continuous 6-month darkness. At the same time let's look at southern hemisphere. Here you see it experience continuous 6-month daylight. Understood? So this is happening due to the variation of the sun rays. So another important point we need to remember is that midnight sun. Now what is the phenomenon of midnight sun? Midnight sun is experienced in a place called Norway. You know where is Norway located? Norway is located in the North Pole. So in that particular place what happens is that on 21st June, we learned that 21st June, you remember that is summer solstice. So on that particular day sun is still and they experience longest day in the northern hemisphere. So on that particular day sun remains still. That means sun never remains in the horizon in the Norway. Sun never sets or rise. So it remains there. So this particular phenomenon is known as midnight sun. So Norway is known as land of midnight sun. So many tourists visit this place to see this beautiful phenomenon. So these are all about this chapter. And one more point we are discussing here is that dawn and dusk. What is dawn or dusk? Dawn is that, you know, that early morning. What is early morning? Early morning we receive only diffuse sun rays. That diffused sun rays is before sunrise is called as dawn. And then what is dusk? Dusk means the diffuse sun rays which receive in the evening after sunset is known as dusk. So these are all the important points which are mentioned in chapter 3 that we have to go through. And if there is any complex term or concept or question answer, anything will be discussed later. And if you have got more doubts, you can also ask me in the WhatsApp. But all the essential points which are to be studied from that particular lesson, third chapter, is mentioned here. So take care and go through the lesson and answer the question answer and read the chapters very well.